If it looks like I haven't gotten much sleep in this video, it's because I fucking haven't. I've been doing some like video editing trial for the last couple of days, and oh my god, I feel like fucking death right now, but I really wanted to get this video out because I think it's like really big news. It is. It's one of the biggest streamers of all time. You know, whether you like it or not, Pokimane has been arguably one of the biggest streamers, you know, not just in terms of numbers, but also in terms of like influence and just her image as a, like her image for Twitch, because, you know, I mean, I'm jumping fucking pretty much almost straight into it, but obviously you can tell already by me speaking about it, and obviously by my thumbnail and the video of this, the title of this video is that we're going to be talking about Pokimane and her, like, her changing from going from Twitch, and now she's announced that she's going to be streaming on YouTube without a contract as well, which I'm also going to talk about as well. So she announced a couple days ago on Twitter, like it was a very cryptic thing, which I mean, I don't know why she did that. I think she should have just come out and said, I'm leaving Twitch. I don't know why she had to be all cryptic about it and post like, you know, there's changes coming soon. I don't like when people do that. That's just personally for me. Like, I hate when people are like extremely cryptic about certain things. It's like, just come out and fucking say it. Just say that you're changing it. But everyone fucking knew already, like Twitch and themselves, they commented on that tweet as well, you know, about Pokimane, you know, when it came to her, you know, cryptically announcing that she's leaving Twitch because her contract with Twitch, you know, her exclusive contract with Twitch is now up, and she's going to be, you know, not even multi-streaming on there. It's not like a Charlie situation where Charlie wanted to end his, you know, contract with Twitch and start multi-streaming on Twitch and on YouTube as well. You know, she's gonna be just completely leaving Twitch altogether and just mainly streaming on YouTube, which I knew straight away. I knew she wasn't going to Kick. There was some stupid fucking lying tweet that was going around for like a few hours, which like, if you had any half of a brain, you would know that it was a lie, because Pokimane has come out on multiple occasions and she's talked shit about Kick. She publicly has said about how much she dislikes Kick, you know, especially when XQC signed his massive deal with Kick. She came out and she talked shit about Kick, and, you know, because they are, you know, they are profitable because of, you know, the fact that Stake owns them. You know, Kick is just a necessity of Stake. That's all it is. And you know, the amount of gambling that gets promoted on Kick, she's very advocate on how much she hates gambling, which is, you know what, that's fair enough. I mean, I'm not a big fan of gambling, but at the same time, I don't really give a shit what other people do. So obviously she wasn't going to sign with Kick. She's obviously going to be moving to fucking YouTube. So that all came out, and then she posted pretty much a day later, and this was a couple days ago that like this episode came out. So she started a new podcast relatively recent. I've got it up on my third monitor, that's why I'm looking over here, because I listened to like just like the first 20 minutes of it, because that's the, you know, the main chunk of it that was really, you know, just kind of summarizing a lot of things and just getting the main points about what I wanted to talk about, because she just kind of, you know, goes over things about Twitch and what she didn't like. So from her new podcast, Don't Tell Anyone with Pokimane, and it was her recent episode. It goes for about 57 minutes in total. So if you want to go watch it, it's on Spotify. So, I mean, who the fuck doesn't have Spotify? If you have Apple Music, it's probably on there as well. But if you want more details about like what she has to say and all that kind of stuff, because I'm just going to be going over what she said, I'm just going to be summarizing everything. I'm trying to get this video out because it is like 11:15 at night, so I got to edit it and things. So I'm not going to like put any clips into it of her. So I'm just going to just go off what I'm saying. Okay, trust me, I'm not going to take her words out of context. I'm gonna use them, and I'm just going to give my opinions on them. So in like the first bit of it, she kind of goes over about Twitch contracts and exclusivity contracts, and I think I've talked about exclusivity contracts in the past as well in a previous video. I can't remember which video it was, but it definitely had to do with Kick. I think it was my recent video about how Kick isn't, I mean, no, sorry, not Kick. Why am I saying Kick? Twitch. About Twitch, how Twitch is not profitable, and about how Twitch is no longer doing these exclusivity deals. And she was talking about how those exclusivity deals can sometimes, you know, they make people go away from what really made them streamers and what really made them enjoy streaming. Because as much as streaming is a job, to me, the people who like are the most fun to watch and the most entertaining to watch are those people who don't take it necessarily as a job and do it as them just enjoying it because that's what they wanted to do. It starts streaming and content creation like I am doing right here. It starts off as a hobby, something that you enjoy. I enjoy making commentary videos. I enjoy editing videos. I enjoy uploading videos. I enjoy engaging with an audience, even though mine's small at the moment. And I love to see it grow. It starts off as a hobby. And to me, that's what really draws the audience in at first, is seeing someone who is enjoying streaming. And what she goes on to talk about, and I 100% agree with her on this point. There's only a couple points in this video that of what she said that I necessarily like somewhat disagree with to a certain extent, is that she talks about how sometimes these exclusivity deals kind of made people, think of their streaming as more of a job. And then, like I said, as much as it is, they were like very advocate on them like having to reach the amount of hours that they had to stream for, because in the exclusivity deals, you had to stream for a certain amount of hours. That's what you had to do. You had to stream for a certain amount of hours. You had to reach a certain amount of hours. It was in your contract that you had to do this. And people like, she said it. She said that when it came to her first exclusivity deal with Twitch, she at the start was like very very anal about having to reach, and that's what she said. She said she was very anal about having to reach every single one of her hours, that she like had a spreadsheet and tracking the amount of hours and making sure that she hit those. And to her, it felt like, she was clocking in and clocking out. As much as that's not a bad thing, it draws you away from enjoying it. And then once you stop enjoying content creation, you stop enjoying streaming, your audience will know that. And if your audience knows that you're not enjoying your streaming, the audience stops enjoying viewing your streams and your content in general. That's just how it is. So to her, she felt like, these contracts were just weighing a lot of people down. Also with these contracts as well, is that you were already guaranteed your money. So as long as you hit your hours, and also you had to run a certain amount of ads as well, as long as you hit your hours, ran your ads, it didn't matter what your viewer count was. So if your views dropped off, you were still guaranteed your contract money. And to some extent, that can be good, but also bad. It's good for the streamer to a certain extent, because it's just like, I'm getting my money no matter what. But also it makes that streamer lazy at the same time, because it's just like, it makes them go, oh, well, I don't have to, put effort into my streams anymore, because then I'm getting this money, which is not good, because it's the exact same as, when it comes to streamers stressing about their hours, they stop enjoying it, it stops becoming entertaining, and then people stop watching it. And once that exclusivity deal runs out, what the fuck's gonna happen after then? If you drop off, Twitch ain't gonna fucking re-sign you, or they ain't gonna re-sign you for the same amount. Then a couple of the big things, and that contract there, I kind of went on a little bit of a tangent about it, but I think that's like, it was a very big point about her stating at the start about her not wanting to like stay with Kick, and that, I mean, with Twitch. I keep saying Kick. Why the fuck do I keep saying Kick for? But her not wanting to stay with Twitch, that was a very like big thing. The fact that they're not doing contracts anymore, and she didn't like those contracts, so she kind of wanted freedom. But one of the reasons why she's not staying with Twitch is there was a couple reasons why, but one of the big reasons is that she feels like Twitch is falling off. And she reminisced, she talked about how Twitch was at its peak during COVID lockdown, which it was. 100% it was. But it wasn't just Twitch and streaming. It was also YouTube as well, because people were at home. People had nothing to do, so they were obviously, going on the internet and finding new things to do, new things to watch, new hobbies to get into. And obviously, where did people go? They went into streaming, because they didn't know what to do with their lives. They were sitting at home all day doing fucking nothing. So they would just go and they would adventure into this new world of streaming. And we saw it in the streaming numbers as well, is that Twitch, like before the 2020 lockdown, it was doing relatively well. Twitch was on a really good incline, on a decent incline. But then once COVID lockdown came, it spiked heaps, and it was shown. And it spiked, and so many people started gravitating towards Twitch. And then during that time, Twitch hired a lot of people, which eventually led to people getting fired as well, because I feel like they overhired during that period because they didn't know what to do. But a lot of people also then, a lot of these creators were then signed to Twitch during that time, because, a lot of creators who were getting decent viewers, all of a sudden they started getting a lot of viewers, and they started getting a lot more ad revenue, started getting a lot more, thing. And a lot of different diversity started coming into Twitch, because let's be honest, before then, it was just a male-dominated site, which it still is to this point. I feel like Twitch always has been, but during COVID, and at least now, it is definitely more diverse now than it was before COVID. But during COVID, it became a more diverse platform. The reason why it was male-dominated from the start is because Twitch was mainly known for just a gaming website, even though it was only purely gaming for a couple years. Gaming is a male-dominated hobby. Even though it's a lot more diverse now, same as Twitch, it still is a dominated area. But she was talking about how she felt there was such more diversity and so much more women and females that were coming into the Twitch screen, like the Twitch scene, and not just in terms of content creators, but also in terms of viewers as well. So she obviously got a massive influx of different female viewers, and obviously there's not many female streamers. And Pokimane already being one of the biggest female streamers even before COVID, because before COVID she was still relatively popular, but it was obviously during COVID she was probably the most popular female streamer. Like, her numbers would have boosted so much during COVID that it would have been absolutely ridiculous, and majority of them probably would have been female viewers. Obviously would have been a lot of male viewers, don't get me wrong, but I feel like her audience in general would have definitely been male influenced. I mean, female would have been female influence. Why did I say male? What is with me speaking to? I think it's because I'm fucking half asleep. That's fucking why. Then she goes on to talk about how she feels that Twitch is kind of regressing. Now, in terms of viewer-wise, it has not regressed whatsoever. Obviously, the viewers that we saw from COVID was absolutely fucking massive, and it's not the same that it was back then because everyone was fucking home. Everyone was home. But Twitch hasn't dropped off heaps. It dropped off a tiny bit, and then since lockdown ended, it's just stagnated. So we saw a decent incline from Twitch's birth up until right before lockdown. Massive growth because of lockdown. Then a small little dip just because everyone had to go back to work and all that. But since then, it's kind of just stagnated. That's all it's done. Twitch hasn't really gone anywhere in terms of the amount of people that are going into and watching Twitch. And she says in the podcast as well, she says that, and especially with the rise of much manosphere red pill bullshit, I feel like that stuff has flourished within the male-dominated live streaming sphere of things. Now, I can't combat that too much because as much as I'd say that's kind of fucking bullshit. I hate when people use these fucking big these big bells and whistles words and just using these fucking big words to try and attract certain things and just say oh, this red pill bullshit. I fucking hate those kind of words. I hate that whole red pill stuff. But I will say Twitch is a male dominated site. Always has been, and you know what? Unfortunately, it fucking always will be. So to her, I'm not surprised that especially as a female, I can't really see it from her point of view, saying that, what she's kind of saying is somewhat fucking bullshit, and I think that she's just coping to a certain extent. I'm a male myself, and I'm not a massive content creator. So the fact that I'm not a female like she is, and I'm not a massive content creator like she is, I can't necessarily say whether she's right or wrong. But from an outsider's perspective, from a viewer's perspective, from what I see from different content creators, to me, Twitch is it's definitely, and you can see in demographics as well, and you can see of people who watch in and people in chats and all that kind of stuff, is that Twitch is obviously a male-dominated site. But to her, she feels like Twitch is starting to cater more towards that male audience than it is for a female audience. Now that, I don't know if that necessarily is kind of true. To me, I feel like Twitch is definitely trying, I feel like that would just be kind of stupid for them to do. Yeah, it's always important to push towards and obviously, cater for the demographic that you already have, but you also want to widen your demographic, and you also want to attract people, especially a large group of people, which is the large female audiences that are on the internet, because as much as online demographics would probably have to mostly be male, especially when it comes to them searching up live streams and stuff like that. Yeah, it would probably be more male dominated, but there is still definitely a large female group that would have to be on the internet. So to not cater towards those people would be very stupid. So if Twitch is doing this, I don't think it's Twitch themselves. I think it's just the way that, the people that are fluctuating towards the site. I don't think it's Twitch's, doing in general. I think it's just the way things are. That to me, that's how I personally see it. So to me, I think that, her kind of alluding that Twitch is kind of, going towards this thing. I don't think it's Twitch in itself. Maybe she doesn't mean that. I mean, that's just how I kind of perceived it. Now, her actual moves to YouTube, to me, I think this was like the best move. To me, when it comes to streaming on YouTube, and I've streamed on YouTube and Twitch. Now, obviously, like I've said multiple times, and it's fucking obvious as well, I'm not a massive content creator. So for me to like completely comment on that, it is really hard to like say of whether it's better or worse. Like, what's better? Is it streaming on YouTube or streaming on Twitch, especially for when it comes to like earnings? So to me, I'm going to give my opinion on more of like, you know, someone who's done somewhat content creation, even though as a small content creator, but someone who watches a lot of YouTube, watches a lot of Twitch, and also watches a lot of like content creators themselves, and has already heard a couple of opinions. I watched Ludwig's video that he did on Mughal Mail about Pokimane's move to YouTube, and I also watched Asman reacting to that fucking video as well. So I've gotten seen a couple of opinions of people who've, you know, Ludwig's obviously streamed on YouTube and Twitch, and then, you know, Asmongold himself, he streamed on Twitch for a very fucking long time, but he's also, you know, he makes a lot of his content, you know, from YouTube, you know, of him, you know, making clips of his stream, and he obviously earns a lot of his income. Well, actually, right now he earns all of his income because he doesn't monetize his channel, all from YouTube. To me, I think this is the smarter move for Pokimane. 100%. I think that for her streaming future, and not just for her streaming future, but I also think for her content creation in general, this is a much better move. Now, in terms of like Twitch, like I said, I don't think that Twitch is regressing at all whatsoever. I think that just Twitch is stagnating, and I don't think that Twitch is necessarily going anywhere anytime soon. I do not see Twitch necessarily blowing up. I mean, it could happen. We could definitely see another resurgence of Twitch, of them just like completely skyrocketing once again in numbers, and, you know, they get an exponential amount of growth, or they change something in terms of their website. But to me, I just see Twitch just plateauing at the moment. And even though plateauing can sometimes not be a bad thing if you're like a social media, you know, website, social media like app, or whatever the hell, however you want to say it, especially for something as big as like Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, you know, those platforms, in terms of their numbers, they probably wouldn't be going anywhere or skyrocketing in any way possible. But they have so many content creators, they would have so many users, that they don't need to necessarily have that exponential growth. And they already have like such good advertising as well, that once again, they don't need to see that type of growth. YouTube has so much higher numbers. Now, obviously YouTube streaming in general, it's relatively new. And to me, I think it is very flawed. The things that I think it's flawed, I think that Twitch itself, when it comes to like the user, not necessarily like the way you see things, because I think in terms of like the playback and like users, like the video itself and the video quality on YouTube for streaming is so much better. I think when it comes to like the chat itself, when it comes to chatting in live streams like on YouTube, it's not as good as when it comes to Twitch's chat, and also just managing like Twitch other users in your chat as well. Like, one thing I fucking love about Twitch is that you can like pull up people's logs. When you ban people, people can like, you know, do unban requests. Twitch's chat is so much more versatile and so much more easier to use. And in terms of like their live streaming manager, I definitely think that it links a lot better when it comes to Stream Labs as well. I think it links a lot better than like YouTube necessarily does. Like I've never used the YouTube Stream Manager whatsoever in my life. I feel like it's just completely pointless and really shit. But I feel like for an audience section, to me, YouTube is so much better. There is such a bigger audience on YouTube already than there is on Twitch. Now, it's obviously not necessarily people watching streams, because when it comes to YouTube streaming, maybe YouTube streaming isn't as big as Twitch, but you already have such a big audience that is already on YouTube compared to Twitch, that you were just gonna randomly get like these new people coming into your stream. Like me, like I said, even though I'm not a big content creator, for me personally, I am trying to concentrate on growing my YouTube channel. I am so advocate on growing my YouTube channel. So to me, there's no reason for me to really stream on Twitch. I like sometimes will multi-stream every once in a while just because I fucking feel like it. But to me, like, to grow a real platform, I feel like YouTube streaming is so much better to use, and is so much like, it has so much more purpose. Also, one of the main reasons why, and obviously she mentioned it when it came to like the manosphere and the whole red pill bullshit about, you know, the lack of diversity that's on Twitch. And like I said, I definitely think that there is. I 100% agree that there is not much of a diversity on Twitch. So for her to move over to YouTube because she wants to see much more of a female demographic, and she wants to get a little bit more diversity in her chat and people watching her streams and watching her content in general, YouTube is definitely where it's at. YouTube's diversity would have to be fucking huge. Like, to me, when it comes to Twitch, it's 100% a male-dominated demographic, 100%. And you could just come out and say in my comments to say like, oh, but Donnie, what are you talking about, just Twitch? Have you not gone on YouTube? YouTube's such an obvious male demographic. You're obviously on the wrong side of YouTube. YouTube is so good at targeting you for what you want to watch. So once you start watching a certain amount of content, it will show you similar types of content to that. So if you are a male and you are watching gaming videos that are predominantly men, you are going to get gaming videos that are predominantly men. But if you're a female and you go on and you start watching makeup videos, you are going to get fucking other females doing makeup videos. And the beauty YouTube is the biggest fucking shit. If you don't know how big beauty YouTube is, you don't know shit. Like, my sister, she watches beauty on YouTube, and the amount of fucking views that some of these girls have is fucking insane. Like, I even saw Asmongold talking about it in his video, where he was like, when he went to his ex-girlfriend's house and she was watching some drama with like some beauty YouTuber, and apparently the video had like over 100 million views. I don't know about 100 million, but it had millions and millions of views because there is so much more diversity on Twitch. And it's not just male and female, also different types of like ethnicities. Like the Spanish community on YouTube is fucking huge. Like, I don't think people understand. Like, in terms of Twitch, Spanish community would be pretty big. Spanish community on YouTube, fucking massive. Korea in Twitch, dead. Korea on YouTube, fucking huge. Japanese side of YouTube would be fucking massive. Like, I was about to say Russia, but I don't know if it's good to mention Russia in the terms of I don't know, fucking French YouTube would be fucking huge. So the amount of different types of people that is on YouTube, it is so much more smarter, so much more ethical, and so especially if you're already established content creator, if you don't have a lockdown contract, like an exclusivity contract, and Twitch, especially because they're not doing exclusivity contracts anymore, it is so much more smarter to stream on YouTube. To grow as a content creator, YouTube is where it's at. I think that content on YouTube, if you're wanting to grow on a platform, YouTube is where it's at. YouTube is 100% where it's at. If you want to become like a full established, self-sustained content creator, YouTube is 100% where you should be. Concentrate mostly on your YouTube channel, because if you grow your YouTube channel to a certain amount of subscribers, you are set. Not just set in terms of money, but you are set. If you want to go to different platforms, your community will follow you there, because your community is so much more diverse and so much more dedicated to you on YouTube than any other platform. But let me know what you guys think about this down below. If there's any other points that you want to like talk about in the comments, feel free to mention them, and I'll have a look at it and I'll reply to it, give my opinion on it as well. Give your opinion on anything that she said. Give your opinion on what you think I said. If you disagree, agree, whatever. That's it from me. Peace out.